It's been a long time coming, but in a matter of months, students will fill the halls and the classrooms of Medicine Hat's newest school, the Dr. Roy Wilson Learning Centre. The Southridge facility is the first new school in Medicine Hat in about 30 years, and it's expected to relieve some increasing pressure across the public division.
We certainly were seeing growth in all our schools, so the problem that does is it puts pressure on those schools where we're using up at sometimes staff room space, library space, to try to make it work in those facilities. We also were recognizing we had about 300 students that were leaving Southridge area to go to other schools just because we were out of space in Southridge.
In the fall of 2014, the Wilson Learning Centre will have room for up to 600 students from kindergarten to grade 7, but in the coming years, the student body and the building will expand to add grade 8 and 9.
As we grow into the school at capacity is at 900 students, so the Alberta Education will add modulars as we grow into that space. The other thought was certainly we have students now that have moved on to other schools in grade 8, and we didn't want to disrupt their learning flow either by pulling them out of that school and putting them back in Southridge at the Wilson Learning Centre for a year or 2 years. So we want to kind of transition them through the system while we're enhancing this programming in Southridge.
Other than the Christian school, we don't have any other schools that will be eventually K-9 schools. So this will be a unique opportunity for us to have kids have fewer transitions in their school career. Probably the most distinct difference for our school is the partnership arrangement that we have on this site. So we will eventually be connected to the Southridge Y, which is also connected to Notre Dame, and then the opportunities that it'll create between the three organizations.
It's a vast number of opportunities that educators are most excited about, especially in bridging a gap between elementary and middle school-aged kids.
We will be doing project-based learning or kids discovering their own problems, and a grade 1 problem, say coming up with an idea that he wants to be able to feed the plants on the weekend and wants to design a device to make that happen. And we'll be fortunate enough in that we'll have a CTS space that will have things like power tools and all those things, but you don't want a grade 1 doing that, right? So you could imagine that grade 1 student partnering up with a grade 9 child that can run a scroll saw and be able to build the tool that they want to help them solve their problems. So things like that I think will be special learning opportunities.
In this age of technology-driven communication and a need to have multipurpose spaces, the design of the school is unlike anything else across the district.
Where I taught previously is we're dealing with old infrastructure, so electrical systems that weren't necessarily designed to hold all of the computers and wiring in wireless hubs after the fact, and all of those things will be in place for us. So that'll be an exciting thing for us, that the place will just be flooded with wireless. We won't have to worry about those sorts of things to start up. We'll have a moving wall between our activity room and our gym that we can open up and create a stage area and have lighting for drama productions and those sorts of things, and it flows right back to our music room, just so we can create our own backstage sort of format there for us.
And then there's the origin of the school's name, honoring a longtime educator, mentor, and supporter of the education system in Medicine Hat, Dr. Roy Wilson.
While it is great to be successful, it is equally worthy to bring along others with you so that our communities and our world continues to become a better place for all of us. For it is in giving we receive. Thank you.
He was certainly a tremendous individual in our district, but I think it broadened beyond that. Certainly as a trustee for many, many years. He also served at the provincial level as president of the Alberta School Boards Association, served at Canadian level, Canadian School Boards Association.
Dr. Wilson was my professor for not only for education, he was a history professor at the college as well, and I ended up being a social studies teacher, and I think probably some of my love from history came from all the great stories that Dr. Wilson would tell.
And our district served us incredibly well and incredibly thoughtful, and always asking, the question is, how is this best for students? And how does this improve their education, and how do we make sure we have the breadth of programming for students, was certainly always the perspective he brought.
It's with that perspective and the persistence of several Hatters that this new school has become a reality for generations to come. The school board expects to be handed the keys to the Wilson Learning Centre sometime this summer and hope to provide open house tours before kids report for class in September. For more information about the school, visit its website at drroywilson.ca. For Go Southern Alberta, I'm Christy Pick.